All smiles in New Orleans tonight, but for 3 quarters it looked like that. But thanks to some Jameis fourth quarter magic, Winston was eating W's after this one. Dennis Allen 1-0 as the Saints head coach, but he said it perfectly afterwards. Enjoy the win, but have tough skin because we're not going to win a lot of games playing like we did today. That is true. So let's start our 4 takeaways with the downside, beginning with the read option misery. Cordero Patterson ran hard Sunday. He was terrific. 22 carries, 120 yards. But in the read option offense, it's not the running back, it's the quarterback, and Marcus Mariota ran it effectively. The Falcons had 201 rushing yards. Now, in the last 3 seasons, that's 34 regular season games, the Saints have given up 200 rushing yards 3 times. Once in Philadelphia in 2020, once in Philadelphia in 2021, and Sunday in Atlanta. In all 3 cases, the Saints faced this college-style read option running offense. And what's interesting is Mariota didn't hurt the Saints passing. His quarterback rating was a mediocre 79.7, but for whatever reason, the read option running game gives the Saints defense fits. Now, luckily, they will face traditional offenses for at least the next month. Now, at number 3, the other problem was protection. Jameis Winston was sacked 4 times. He was generally harassed for 3 quarters, and because the read option had the Saints defense on their heels, the Saints got 0 sacks, and the Falcons recorded 8 quarterback hits on Winston. The Saints had 1. Rarely is this the team that won the game. The pass rush and the protection have to be better. Now, at number 2, what was better Sunday, Mike T and the wideouts shined in this one. In just the 4th quarter, Thomas, Landry, and Olave combined for 10 catches. On Mike Thomas's first touchdown, Jameis Winston threw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and Thomas snatched it out of the air. In that final drive when the Saints desperately needed a big play, Jarvis Landry elevated to make one. In 1 quarter, the Saints' 3 receivers showed what's possible. And at number 1, in that 4th quarter, Jameis Winston let it rip like we had not seen before. The first 3 quarters were ugly. The offensive line had no rhythm, neither did the play calling, and neither did Winston. Through 3 quarters, Jameis Winston was 10 of 19, just 56 passing yards, and a poor 58.4 quarterback rating. But in the 4th, he was forced to throw every down. Jameis and Pete Carmichael found a rhythm. Jameis' decision-making was perfect. His passes were on target. And in 1 quarter, he was 13 of 15 for 213 yards and 2 scores. That is a perfect quarterback rating. Add it all up for the game, the rating is a 111. Now, Aaron Rodgers led the NFL in quarterback rating last year with a 111.9. If Jameis could keep that number up for a season, that would be 2nd best in the league. And that's the question. Clearly, Winston and Pete Carmichael are still figuring things out. And if the offensive line doesn't play better, real success isn't likely. But here's one final number. The Saints are now 6-2 with Jameis Winston as their starting quarterback, and it feels like we are just starting to get a glimpse of what this version of the Saints offense can be. And that is my number 1 takeaway from the wild comeback win in Atlanta.